morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone in wherever you are. Hopefully you're safe. This is Skip from BK, the host of Dreams Money Can Buy. And in the building today, this man is a man with many hats, many talents, many hustles. If you didn't know that he had a podcast, he has the We Working podcast, right?
We Working.
We Working. So I forgot to say the hashtag. You got to say the hashtag. Hashtag We Working podcast. So
yes, sir.
We got in the building, Scrillz. Scrillz, how you doing? How you doing, bro?
Oh, bro, I am happy. If you would have started this 5 minutes before, it would have been, ASMR? Because the way I was eating, I was like...
So Scrillz is in the Cove Alpha headquarters, aka my job. He's actually one of the first people that's seen my job. So this is a new snack that when we were in COVID, they got it when we came back. So he's like, "Yo, what is this? This is brand new." So
yeah, it's the graham cracker with the milk.
Yo, son, and if you had milk to dip it in, like depending if you use milk or almond milk or whatever, it's an amazing combination.
I haven't had milk in forever, man.
So you're probably super healthy. I'm not.
Oh, it's not that. I just don't like drinking milk unless I have to.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. So as we're like two goofballs right now because we just have that chemistry, but this is really all about Scrillz, right?
Oh, wow.
And I think, for someone that has so many accolades and stuff like that, I don't think people really get to like sit down and like understand like Scrillz' journey from like, young Scrillz to like, growing up in the city and all that type of stuff. So like Scrillz, you grew up in Queens, right?
Big Queens.
Big Queens energy. Big Queens.
Not really big Queens for real. I grew up in the pretty suburban parts of Queens.
So what part?
I first lived in St. Albans, which is kind of big Queens.
It is
area.
big Queens.
But then like I moved when I was 7, moved to Corona, which is like the Spanish ghetto. And then I moved to Belrose, which is Indians and whites, which is pretty dual. It's pretty cool when you're raising a kid.
So how long were you in each neighborhood? Because if we started off, right, you said St. Albans, then St. Albans, yeah.
St.
Albans, got to get it right, don't disrespect.
Yeah.
St. Albans, and then you went to, because St. Albans is down this way, Corona's up that way.
Yeah, like by like Elmhurst, yeah.
And you say Belrose is
it's like heading towards St. Albans.
So it's kind of like there.
You know what a cross island is, right?
Yeah, with the express?
Yeah, like when like you go from the Grand Central to the Cross Island, right?
Yeah.
That's where Belrose is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to see all those different communities. So you're so accustomed to being around diverse people. How often was that move? Was it like every other year? Like
oh nah. I moved when I was 7, then moved again when I was like I think like 11, 12.
Okay.
And then after that, it was like Belrose for the rest of my life.
So first 7 years was St. Albans, and then 4 years was in Corona. Then after that has been Belrose since, until you moved into the other borough that you're in right now.
Yeah, now I'm in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn! We're in a building, baby.
Yeah, I'm in gentrified Brooklyn, though. So
for safety reasons, because he's worth a lot.
Not really. You know what it is, too? I be leaving my house, and I'm like, God damn. Like, Brooklyn is big as shit. Like, people like, hey, like, come to Flatbush. I'm like, I look at the distance for Flatbush. I'm like, God dang, go to Flatbush for shit. You go to Canarsie. I'm like, nah, I'm not going out there, bro. It's too far.
So he went from the biggest borough to the second biggest borough. So that's with good praise. But so when you're growing up, so basically, I just want to like kind of like build this map for people. So when he set up to 7, so that means he was like in 2nd grade. He was in St. Albans. So he's with his people, the black people, and then he moved to Corona, and that's like kind of like parts of middle school, right?
Yeah, but I still went to school, like, I still went to the same, like, so I went to a new school, which is like PSIS 208. It was like on a campus. So, like, I started going to there from like 4th grade. So actually, I moved like in 3rd grade.
Okay.
So, like, really when I was 8, I guess. And then I started going to school at 208, which was like it's in Belrose, actually, which was funny enough. So, like, my mom would just wake up and like drive me like 30 minutes out the other side of Queens, take me to school every morning. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I never like went to schools over there in Corona or anything like that. I only had like 2 friends out there.
So, no disrespect to y'all, but y'all don't have that much of a lasting impact on Scrillz. But did you like actually come up with different, like, there's a lot of times people when they grow up in the city, you're so accustomed to just this, like only these people. They're just like, yo, these people are not that bad. Like you kind of in the neighborhood, you see like their culture and it's like, oh, that's how you do it? That's fascinating.
Nah, like my background, so like with St. Albans, it was like I was too young to really understand the move, but I'm like, that street was kind of hood. Some hood ass niggas on that street. I'm like looking back at certain instances, I'm like, shit, like I ain't like that. And then with Corona, like it was cool because like I lived in a family house, so like basically my grandfather's family And my grandmother's family owned 2 houses next door to each other. And I lived on the 3rd floor of the house that my grandmother's family owned.
So you're on the left side.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other side was, so it was like, on the other side was my grandfather's family, like with the house that his family owned. You know what I mean? So like the funny thing is my grandfather and my grandmother, they lived right next door to each other when they was young.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's how they kind of came up and everything. So going to Corona, it was cool. And like I was so mad at my aunt when I realized that like she sold that house, right? Because like, you know, one thing Black people don't know about is like tax liens, which is how like a lot of our property gets taken away. She wasn't keeping up with the taxes on this shit. Like, you know, as an adult, I found out about this shit. And like she sold the house, whatever. And then, like, I guess she got, like, a little bit of money, which was, like, cool. I'm like, whatever. And then, like, my mom pulled it up on, like, Zillow, and it was worth, like, $2-3 million. And I was like, shit. It's generational wealth. It's just fucked up.
I mean, pretty much. But but it's also because, and this is something that's always fascinating with how you move when it comes to, like, when you pivot, or you not really pivot, you learn a new skill set. You know, you learn a new skill set, right? To like add to your deck.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, you know, our generation and the ones after us understand like the implications of like, all right, cool. There has to be a reason why they want this money. Like my favorite thing from like Seat at the Table from Solange when she had Master P talking about they're trying to offer me like $1 million or $2 million. That means I'm worth way more because if this is how much you want, this is how much you're comfortable giving me, but that's not how much I'm worth. So exactly. I think that kind of sucks that if we could go back in time on some Black Marty McFly shit, you'd be like, nah, we're not selling this shit.
Yeah, I would have just created a plan to pay the taxes on the shit, the property tax. Because it's always the property taxes and the water bill that get Black people. It's like you'd have a house, and like especially like down south, you'd have a house that your great grandfather built. You know, it's passed down, but nobody knows to pay the property tax or the water bill. So you don't pay the property tax or the water bill, right? The house goes on auction, so somebody else can pretty much buy your bill from you, and once they pay your water bill or your tax lien, then they pretty much own the fucking house. They can kick your ass out, not have to pay your mortgage, and you're good. Like, you're done. Yeah, it's a devious thing. Like, when I learned about tax liens and shit like that, I was like, God damn. Let me go see who's not paying their water bill real quick, because it's all public records. Like, if you have an op, and like, you like, hey, you find out their address, you can look up if they're paying their water bill or their property taxes. You know, you pay that shit for them, kick them the fuck out their house. But
I am trying not to go villainous because, like, as soon as he say that, I was looking at a couple of people. Was like, let's not. This is all about Scrillz.
Yeah, like if you really was if you really wanted to fuck somebody's life, I mean, there's plenty of ways, but I'm like, that would be something that I really fuck somebody's life. Just take the crib.
This is gonna be a tweet in the future. Like either Scrillz or I'm gonna say it. Like that's crazy. Like yo, you mess with me. I'm gonna take your house, bro.
Yo, bro, pay your property taxes, nigga.
Yeah. Okay. So back to you. So did you realize at like a young age that you were just always like an outgoing kid, or were you one that was just kind of like studying the scene? Like when do we start seeing like the foundational pieces of like Scrillz that we have today?
Shit. I was always like the black sheep. So I'm like, I was very, very weird.
Wait,
like,
what do you mean by that?
It's like the way like my family is and like the way like I am. Like my family's very religious, and I was like, I didn't really like practicing religion too much. So I'm like, I was always the black sheep to a certain degree. So I'm like, I never really fit into other people. But I always like, one thing, my mother's very like blunt with me, and like she's very comedic. So like, you know, we watch a lot of comedies. So I'm like, I'm very blunt, and I'm like, I just got to get my joke off 24/7. So I'm like, I was very weird. I was over here watching Seinfeld in middle school and just quoting those jokes every day when everybody's watching different shit. And like, I wasn't into sports or anything like that. I was just into making myself laugh.
So wait, so in middle school, you were comprehending the show about nothing Seinfeld thing, and you just got those jokes like suit Nazi, all those things were just making sense.
Oh yeah, like it was the one thing I do with my mother. So I'm like, my mother, like the way how she was working at a law firm, like doing word processing at night. So I had to watch myself from like 8 to like maybe like 11, 12.
Okay.
So I'll just watch myself every single night. That's how I learned how to cook. That's how I learned how to like deal with my own shit. And like, you know, that's how I kind of like, you know, just adapted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you grew up like that. So like you were able to like just make sure mom was good. She didn't have to worry about you.
Yeah, like I was like, yo, bro, like I learned how to cook. I was like, I wasn't burning the crib down. I cleaned up. I did what I had to do. Then like, you know, I took care of my sister and all that shit. And like, I was good.
Okay. So you have a younger sister.
Oh yeah, I don't post my family. I forget I don't post my family.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's just like, this man, he just casually said that. I never knew he had a sister.
Oh yeah, I have a sister and a brother. My sister is 15 now, and my brother is 8.
Okay, shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. And then like, Yeah, so I would always like watch them and shit like
Okay.
that and take care of them, teach them all the shit. Because my father was in jail my whole life. So it's just whatever, standard shit.
Stay alive, bro. Stay alive.
To my left?
Well, I mean, to the jail. I always look at the camera.
Oh, that's the jail?
That's the camera. That's the camera.
Guess who's going to jail tonight?
Yo, this is going to be one of the funniest episodes I've ever done.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. But I was saying for Pops, just stay alive where you are. If you happen to like
I mean, that nigga dead, but all right.
Well, you said he was in jail.
Yeah, he was in jail when I was younger, but he died.
Yeah, we're learning a lot. I thought he was like, I'm talking as if he was still like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Forget like whoever else is watching this.
Yeah.
And even cellmates, yo, just pour out one for him.
Yeah, no, they were cool people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his homies are cool.
Okay, so
Yeah, keep going. I know it's all over the place. I know.
but I'm still staring as I get where this is going. So because the funny thing is, because you're watching a lot of these comedic things with your mom, it makes sense because your mom's funny, you're funny, and it's like, but the thing is, the things that you're watching are technically kind of like above your grade level because like you're not, they don't expect kids to watch Seinfeld. You're probably gonna start watching in like your mid-20s of like, oh, I get this life stuff. Like this happens. Like why? What? Answer me. She's like, there's a lot of things that people when you're a kid, it's like I don't get this, but when you get older, it's like, yo, these niggas, they make so much fucking sense. Like why? I'm not gonna check the voicemail. Why would you? You know I don't like that shit. Why are you leaving the voicemail? Right? So were you like cracking jokes in school and like nobody was getting the references?
Oh yeah, like I have like a very dry and like somewhat dark humor, and like like a lot of shit I was saying was just like niggas was just not fucking with it. And like a lot of I'm very observative, and like I just like I'm very like this one thing I remember I was talking about this earlier. I remember I said like this one thing I guess in like 4th grade where I was like I just didn't like Rosa Parks for some reason.
That's aggressive.
No, it is. I just felt like she didn't do anything. And then like when I learned further in the future, like hey, she really didn't do anything because she was just kind of like a plant that they put there because she was light skinned. I was like, oh shit, I was right. I was like, oh, I was right because I'm a big Sojourner Truth fan. I stand for Sojourner Truth. I ride with Sojourner Truth, but Rosa Parks, I ain't fucking with her like that.
Hey, you know what? Points, you make points because I think a lot of people probably gonna listen to this episode and be like, what I like about you, Scrillz, is that you're gonna say things and people may not agree with it, but they're gonna respect your perspective because they're not gonna always be strong enough to say it themselves. Like they're probably gonna be like, I wouldn't say that, but I agree with them. And it's like, yeah.
Because you heard the situation, right?
Yeah, because it was like it wasn't just her. There's countless other like people, like women that were sitting on the bus of like different complexion stuff like that. So you're trying to make a message. She just happened to stand up because of her complexion, of her being closer to the spectrum of whiteness.
Yeah, not to make this like I don't hate women or nothing like that. I was like shit.
Oh yeah, you better. I'm so glad you said it because I did
Nah,
not
I don't
know.
hate women.
I don't know where you're gonna go with this. I didn't know how I was gonna save you, but proceed.
Nah, you ain't gotta save me, bro. I always tell people what to do and I get canceled, bro. It's
Okay.
Whatever, bro. It's cool. I'm chill.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Damn, it would suck though for business, but it is what it is. But cool, you go ahead because like I think I recovered enough. I'm not about to dwindle in that situation.
Yeah, please. I was waiting to pivot. Okay, cool.
Pivot.
So
yeah,
you started events much later in life, but what were you like when you? The whole point I'm trying to build up to is like when you're a kid. What was the first thing you really wanted to be when you were growing up? Like, what is the thing that is like, I'm Scrillz. I wanted to do this when I was growing up.
Shit. I think I wanted to have my own manga.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was like because I was really into anime. I still am. I'm still into manga. Like it's like Friday, Saturdays are my favorite days. I get to read like One Piece and all that.
So we didn't even talk about this at all. So I was like, I know that, but it was like, when did you start like reading? Well, you read mangas, guys, and you watch anime. So he's using interchangeable, and I know what he means, but just make sure. So when did you start reading or watching? So
like
what
middle
age?
school, like 4th grade for
Fourth grade.
real. Yeah, I started like before that because I was watching Dragon Ball Z before that.
So Toonami? Is
Yeah,
that
of
what broke you
course.
in?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to stay up all night and watch Dragon Ball Z when I was like 5 and shit like that, 7. Then I was like a really big Pokemon head. Like I just bought the new Pokemon game recently too.
Shining.
I got Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Yeah,
Okay.
I got Pearl.
Okay.
I just bought it. And like I'm mad. I got my brother into it, so I'm like I was like fuck. I just gave it to him. I didn't even get a chance to beat it yet. I got like my 4th badge.
Don't you could still have multiple save files though, right?
Yeah. But I'm like, I just gave him my Switch, and I'm like, shit.
Whoa, you gave him your Switch?
Yeah, it's my little brother. I love him. And like, the thing is, I can't play video games because if I play video games, I don't work. So if I'm playing, it's if I have that game, right, I'm not gonna put it down till I win. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, damn.
It's like that's why I can't play Zelda no more. Like
Okay.
I was playing Spider-Man before and I was fucking up my work. Like if I sit there and I play Pokemon, like you're not gonna speak to me for 4 or 5 days. I'm gonna beat the whole entire game and then I'm gonna speak to you and then I'm like, oh shit, my work.
Okay. So we have a serious gamer on his hands. So you said Dragon Ball Z. So for those that don't know what Toonami is or Adult Swim, those were like two of the sections. Well, Toonami was for like the ones that it was showing violence, but it wasn't showing epic violence, right? It wasn't like blood and all that stuff. It's like, oh, key blast, or like people just, slashing each other, but you didn't see gore. They would edit it out. Adult Swim was when you get to the like more mature like anime stuff where it's like people die. People got like chopped up, you see the bloody stuff. But it was a good introduction to what's happening across the waters in the Japanese kind of like culture, like their storytelling. So you started with Dragon Ball Z. What are the other ones that caught your attention? Like you did say One Piece. I'm guessing you.
Nah, I started One Piece last year.
So that's much later.
Yeah, I was so pissed when I started One Piece because I finished the whole shit in like 3 months.
You're pissed, bro. That's. First of all, congratulations. People don't understand that's like a 800, 900 episodes. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, just hit 1,000. 1,002 like, comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like...
And they have the least spoilers. I mean, the least fillers too, which is the best.
I mean, because they have so much content.
Yeah, like Bleach has a bunch of fillers. Naruto has like a bunch of fillers, but I really enjoy watching One Piece.
We are so segue, and I'm trying to make sure we get to the... So, like, at that point, you're looking at it as, like, I can make that. When did you realize, like, which one is, like... I'm, like, looking at this, like, all right.
Oh, no, like, I can't draw, and I hate writing, so shit.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't draw, and I hate writing, so, like, I was like, you know what, I'm just probably going to come up with a storyline.
Okay.
Like, my best friend at the time, he was like, he can draw, so I was like...
That does exist, though. There are people that are, like, the storyboarders.
Yeah, so I'm like... I was like, I thought about it like that, but that was just something... That was, like, one thing I wanted to do. I never really sat there and said, like, there's one particular thing I wanted to do besides, like, cooking. Like, I wanted to be a chef at my own restaurant at one point in my life.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, but that was kind of like my mother's dream that I took on because I was like, like, she loves to cook. And I
so you're like Sanji.
Who's Sanji? Oh, Sanji. Oh, yeah. I'm like, shit, is a nigga named Sanji?
No, I was saying Sanji.
I know. The One Piece. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But I love to cook, so that's why I got this belly. It's a belly not from McDonald's, but from real good meals.
I think this is gonna be like, what if like on playback, this is gonna be funny as fuck because I'm doing my very best. But I'm just trying to make sure we don't go off into just going back and forth with jokes. Like one of us, he can be the Joker. We both can't.
This is why I don't have a co-host.
Because nothing gets done. Nothing would get done, right?
Nothing gets done.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's cool about that is, so there's two things that you had, right? There was a visual dream when it came to like the arts. Yeah. And then there was one when it came to just food and what it takes to make food is love, concentration, like paying attention to recipes and sometimes remixing recipes to kind of like fit what does Scrillz want to eat, what does mom want and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, since you didn't really have something like a lot of people that are anchored, like this is my identity, it kind of gave you free reign to just have fun with just figuring out stuff. Because a lot of people like live and die, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a doctor. It's like you were just like, I'm going to just learn and do stuff that just kind of catch my attention, right?
Yeah, I was winging it.
Yeah.
I winged my whole damn. No wonder. Shit.
But that's not a bad thing though, because I think for you have, there's a lot of people, since they had like very narrow with their story, it's like the horse race with the blinders. So this is all they know. With you can be like, yeah, I'm done with this today. I'm going to do something else. And I think that's something which is, it goes into like how your learning style is. Like you'll learn a lot of things, right? And then you'll probably know it and you get to execute it this way, but then later on it's going to make more sense. It's like, oh snap, I'm executing it this way. And I learned this like probably like a couple of years ago. And it's like, yo, this has helped me so much. I really appreciate this.
That's really crazy. That's how it all goes. Like everything I felt like I've done years ago, it's like bits and pieces gets remixed with new things I do. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, wow, now I'm operating at a higher level. Like I'm doing things that like I couldn't fathom doing before because I didn't have that right headspace. I didn't have the maturity. And I was just stuck in my ways. You know, you have a certain ego about you when you think you're the best at something, or where you kind of think that you're doing good, but in reality, you're doing lackluster shit. And you need to be humbled. And once you're humbled and you come back, and you're like, hold up. Those were the holes that I was too arrogant to see. So now you got to fill them holes. And you're like, nah, you can you can run the same process over again, but it'll be way better.
Like what more refined, right? So
yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So we talked about elementary, talked about parts of middle school and like high school. So you didn't really care for sports, so you weren't into any sports teams, right?
Nah, I swam.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, competitively?
Yeah.
Did you have like any awards and medals or trophies?
Nah, I never went to like the nationals.
Okay.
I went to all my meets. But basically, my mother put me in swim class when I was like in second grade. And then like she forced me to join the swim team when I was in high school. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. She's like, you're doing it. And I joined it, and it was like the best thing ever. It was cool. Like I was the big guy, so I was the anchor. I always did my event was the 400 relay and the 500. The 500 is a 20 lap event. So, and then the 400 is, I was the anchor of it. So I did the freestyle. That's the medley. That's 200 medley. So basically I'll do the last 4 laps of freestyle for the race.
So when it comes to being an anchor, right? Because I know with swimming, it's a lot about like upper body strength, lung capacity, breathing, and stuff like that. So would you be an anchor because you like your arms are strong enough to like really cut through the water?
Yeah, my arms are very strong, and like my kicks, like I would do pretty decent. Not the best, but I was pretty decent. Not like you go to like if you're from Queens, you go to like Bayside or Francis Lewis. Them niggas was so beat our asses, bro. Crazy, bro. I remember this one time, bro, they beat me in my event so bad. Niggas did like 6 extra laps, bro, when I was doing my 500, bro. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. Niggas still swimming. They're like, yeah, he's been done, bro. We was just waiting for you. I'm like, fuck y'all, niggas.
Wow.
Yo, bro, beat my ass.
So wait, how do you feel? Because I feel like since you're a competitive person, like how did that losing feel? It was like,
I'm not competitive.
What do you mean you're not competitive?
I'm not competitive.
How you not competitive?
I'm not competitive, especially in sports. Nah, I'm not competitive.
So you didn't care if you won or lost?
Yeah, and it's like I wanted my team to win, but I'm like, I'm not really about to, like, I know my skills, and I'm like, I know what's going on. I'm not sitting here like this is gonna make or break me. I'm like, this is just what I'm doing.
Again, this is not like anime where these people act like their whole lives are like, I have to win. I have to win this like cooking challenge or this swimming meet. Nah, it's like, all right.
Nah, I was grateful for that though, because with that, I went to lifeguard school. And I went to 2 different lifeguard schools. I went to the one in the city, and then I went to the Cross Island one. And that's how I got my job as a lifeguard for a couple of years, which is really cool.
Yeah, and you were doing that, what is it?
I was doing that from when I was in high school. So from 2011 to like 2015, I was a lifeguard.
Okay. So I was like holding you down for a bit, right?
Yeah. Bro, it was the easiest job ever. I just sat there.
And you just make sure nobody died.
Yeah. It's the best.
Okay.
It's the best.
So why are you doing like lifeguard? Because you're getting easy money, but it's like, when does like the light bulb is like, yo, I'm Scrillz. I'm kind of knowing people in the city. Like, when do you start getting to like that mixy level of Scrillz? Like, when does that happen? Or was that always there? Like, you just knew everybody since growing up?
Shit. I mean, when I was in high school, like I would go to a lot of different schools for like swim meets, and then like my best friend went to school at like prep, right? St. Francis Prep. So like it was to the point where I got out of school so early, I would just go to his school. And like I'll play this game with security. I'm like, hey, if you can't guess which school I'm from, you can't call the police on me. So I would be in the classes sometimes and shit, or I went to their proms, everything. So I'm like, it was cool.
Wait, you just brushed by. You told the security agent, if you can't guess what school I'm in, you can't call the cops on me?
Yeah, like it was a game. Like, I get like a little witty banner with him. I'm like, hey, bro, like, you're probably supposed to like, report me, but hey, let's do a game. If you can guess what school I'm from, report me. If not, then, and like, I'll give him 3 tries every time, but he just never got it. And I was like, okay.
Wait, how many times have you played this game? There's not that many. There's like a lot
4
of schools.
5 times.
There's a lot of schools. He should have at least. He was nowhere close.
When he realized I wasn't a threat, he just didn't care. It was like, whatever. Do what you want to do.
Okay, so you go to school twice. You basically go to school for your school and the other school.
Yeah, just go hang out.
But you're making friends and you're just meeting people, right?
Yeah. But and then like I think like it's a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit happened. Like from like the end of high school going into college. Like it's a lot of shit. Like so basically,
that's what we're here for, bro.
Damn. I guess I think I told the story on my pod too. Basically, almost. Damn, did I almost die? I mean, I can tell the story kind of a little more unfiltered now.
This is your stage.
So basically, I went to a party with a few of my friends, like a backyard party, like right after like graduating high school. Whatever. Cops come. I'm like shit. Like I'm drinking and smoking. I'm like 17. I'm like I don't want to go to jail. So I'm like, hop a gate, you know, the police let all my friends. I'm like, oh shit. So whatever. Somebody pops in my man's, like, it's a bunch of them. So my man start running. I'm running behind them. I'm like, cool. These niggas is track stars. And I'm like, so niggas catch up to me. And I'm like, shit. Like, what hood you from? Who you know? And I was like, okay. I know the answers to these. I know the right answers to these questions. I'm like, you know, Shadyville, you know, I know this person. They actually described the person. I described him. And, you know, at that point, a minivan pulls up and this guy comes out and he has a gun. And I was like, oh, shit. And the thing is, I recognized the guy because I was fucking with his girl. And I was like, shit. I just got out of this shit.
Fuck.
And now you're going to kill me. I'm like, shit. He was like, get in the van. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I get in the van. Niggas loading the gun. They're like, where's my cousin? It was my best friend's cousin. I forgot that nigga was his cousin. So I'm like, all right, cool. Find him. Try me on. Cool, whatever. I'm like, I'm not going to no more parties. I'm done with this shit. This is a dub. So what ends up happening is I get like a date with this girl I really liked. And like she fronts. So I'm like, whatever, cool. Like she's like, oh, she can't make it. I'm like, cool, whatever. Like we're supposed to go to the movies. I'm like, all right, whatever. I go into my man's crib, my boy's crib, and he was like, yo, you know, I'm gonna skip that part because that part's so irrelevant. So I go, he's like, we're going somewhere. I'm like, but I don't want to go nowhere. It was just like a basement shit. And the person that drove the van was DJing. And I'm like, oh shit, you saved my life that night, bro. Yo, you a DJ? Like, I'm gonna tell people to come to your parties, bro. And that's how I kind of like started like throwing parties. Like I was like, hey, come to this nigga's party. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of people started knowing me. I used to go out a lot every single night. I go to his gigs, go to other gigs, and I'll just be outside. This is like I'll go to Brooklyn, all that shit. Like, and then like I went to school in Brooklyn too. I went to college in Brooklyn, so it was like I knew a lot of people.
I don't think, because I haven't looked at the camera because I'm just looking at you right now. And it's just, so a man put a gun to your face and he's like, yo, where's my cousin? And you just like, you know, this is not the day I want to die. So we're going to figure this shit out. But it's like the whole running, track stars, catch up to you, answer the right question, doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
It feels mighty Kendrick Lamar on the East Coast.
Oh, for real?
If you ever remember Good Kid, Mad City, there's a section where it's like where your mama stay, where your daddy stay, where your grandmama stay.
I gotta re-listen to that.
You gotta listen to the album. So it's like there's a thing where he's with the homies and something happens to one of the homies and it's like, yo, you going to pop your cousin in front of you and you gonna let that shit ride? We about to. So it's like the whole thing of like everything's so like cinematic with it, and like I'm listening to this. And this is mad cinematic. This is mad stuff going on. And he's like, yo, that's the same dude that saved my life. Slash put a gun to my face.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's life. Like, this life is like that sometimes. I just seen him the other day, bro. He had his birthday the other day. He came to the club. I was like, oh, what's up, bro? I got some shots for you.
Yeah, shout out to him.
That's my son. Yeah.
But, okay, so there's a lot, right? So you've met a lot of people from the track meets, going to other people's school,
swim meets, yeah.
Swim meets.
I can't run track for
not
shit.
Not track meets, swim meets. Swindling the security agents. They couldn't even figure out what school you went to.
Yeah.
Meeting this individual, and you basically just kind of like, you're like a plug right now. Of like, yo, you should go to this person's party. He's a great DJ. You should go over here.
Yeah.
And that's when you just kind of like putting together. It just puts that in motion. At that time, did you really enjoy doing that? Like just like setting up those vibes, setting up those waves?
Bro, I was going out for free at like 19, just meeting mad women and shit, bro. I was enjoying the fuck out of myself, bro. Even though it was a bunch of hood shit. But then what ended up happening was I was realizing a lot of these parties I was going to was dangerous. And I was like, I don't like that shit. I was like, all right, I'm kind of stopping like promoting some of these things. And then that's when I met one of my first business partners. And like the goal was to kind of like do like safe events. Since I knew everybody, like nobody was going to fight at my shit. So I started doing events at a college bar called Traditions.
Okay.
That shit was crazy. We used to really run it up there. Everybody, like, you know, it's like if you go on Instagram, I don't know about Twitter no more, man. You post like a picture of trads, niggas would recognize that shit, man. That shit was that spot. I had that shit packed, man. It was so crazy. We made a white room and a black room. Because like, it used to be just a white bar and then we turned it into a black spot.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit was so crazy, bro. Yeah.
That's the Scrillz. That's the Scrillz. Was it like we always say like the Drizzy stimulus pack? That's the Scrillz stimulus pack.
Oh man, that shit. I mean, it was cool, bro. While it lasted, bro. Bro. I tell you, bro. When I say we ran it up there, like I ran it up there so much that niggas made so much money that we just was in a rush to spend it. So like, say like me and my business partner, right? say like at a certain point, right after doing it for so long, and I'm doing because like we did like a bunch of other events. Like we did like I was one of the first people to book Dave East in Manhattan. I was the first person to book P&B Rock in New York. Fat Boy, like a lot. I did like a bunch of events. We did Migos. We did a bunch of shit. So what ended up happening was like we made so much money doing this fucking party at this fucking rundown bar that we would just go like travel the world, like every weekend.
Just casually.
Yeah. Like it was fun as hell. Like we went to Australia for a day, Japan for 2-3 days, Saint Martin for 2 days, Jamaica for 2 days, Brazil for 3 days. I got food poisoning, so I wanted to go home. Amsterdam for 2 days. I got too high. I was like, I gotta go home.
Jesus.
Shit. Where else did niggas go? It's like a bunch of countries, bro. Dubai, a bunch of shit. Yeah.
So you guys are doing this, and at this time you're still like what, 20, 21? You're still 19? Like
I'm like 21, 22.
21, 22.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'm actually doing some shit. Like, did you feel like that, or are you like still there's more for me to do?
Oh, bro, like this shit it was like you feel like you're the man, but like it's not really a big thing. Like you go to the mall, people recognize you. I'm like, cool. This shit ain't nothing.
Okay.
It was nothing, man. It was nothing. I mean, we did do bigger things. Like I said, like we did the Migos, like the first Culture. When that dropped, we did that after party. We was gonna do Boss's Too High to Riot party. That's when I met J. Cole. J. Cole was nice. I asked him the dumbest question ever though, which was weird. I ran into him a few times though, which is cool. But
okay, at least you made up for it.
No, I just never said anything to him again. I was like, I just felt so embarrassed. I just, you know what it is? We were sitting there backstage, and I'm like, earlier that day, like, I was like, I never thought I would sit next to J. Cole. And I'm like, I'm not the big J. Cole fan. I'm just looking at this nigga. I'm like, he's just sitting next to me. And like, earlier that day, like, you know, like the Crep products? I'm like, cool. I'm like, okay. I have nothing to say to this nigga. So my mind automatically went to that. And I was like, hey, how do you keep your shoes so clean, bro? And he was like, I just buy new pairs of shoes. I was like, oh, I was going to tell him about Crep.
Oh.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was kind of one of those things.
Damn, that sucks, man.
Not an interesting story.
Cause I saw the setup you trying to do. It just didn't go.
It was.
But it's something about you just being confident of being around celebrities, and it's like you're just used to it because of the parties. Like you've thrown great parties. People like look at you like, I trust these guys. They know how to do this stuff. Did you ever want to like do like a traveling show, or did you ever want to like expand to like some bigger entity?
We was gonna do events in Atlanta. We was gonna expand to Atlanta, but like we wasn't ready for it at the time.
Okay.
And like I couldn't even really, like, I was looking for venues, looking for promoters, and I'm like, I couldn't really comprehend the infrastructure that we needed to do and put in place to really kind of make it successful. So it wasn't gonna happen immediately. Like it was something that we wanted to do. And like the expansion was something really good, but it's like, you know, infrastructure in nightlife is difficult. You know what I mean? People that promote are only good for like a certain lifetime. You know what I mean? Like the really good ones, they go out and do something bigger. The bad ones, they just quit. You know what I mean? To keep the really good ones happy, you got to give them a certain amount of money or certain incentives, or else they're just going to go do it without you. You know, when somebody realizes their worth, like, hey, I sold 50 to 100 tickets for this guy, huh? I could just go to a lounge and sell that same 100 tickets, and the lounge owner would just pay me instead of just taking shorts from this guy, you know, logically.
Okay. We're talking like slight business talk. I'm getting it. So as you're meeting these people, you're making these connections and stuff like that, when do you eventually get into I think your most recent deal, like at that location? Like how long did it take you to get to that one? Because you were throwing parties for quite some time. So at this point, you're throwing parties for about 4 years, right? 3 to 4 years, right?
Oh, you mean like Szymanski, or you mean like a restaurant shit?
No, you have the partnership with the restaurants. Like that's your newest baby.
Yeah.
I'm talking about before, like that other one.
Oh, like Szymanski?
Yeah.
With Szymanski, that came from me and my first business partner had a falling out at the end of 2017. I had a failed concert where I lost like $20,000.
Shit.
Then I had to go get a job for a bit. Depression was hitting. And I just hated the job. Like I just hated the people I work under. Like I worked under because I just felt like they just weren't smart. Like I was just feeling like I'm following you and you're not a leader. Like I don't like that shit. So I just got fired. I was like, I like to just do things to tread the line to get fired. Sad to say. Like remember like when I was working like right down the block from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, I was like, bro, I was here for hours while working there. Like, I was just trying to get fired, bro. Like, I was like, I hate this shit. And like, for me, like, a door has to be slammed in my face for me to go do something else. So it's like, it's either I got to slam that door so I can sit here and say, okay, this is it. I can't do this anymore. Or I got to have somebody else slam it for me.
And do you always need someone slamming it in front of you?
I mean, it's just like, think, right? So it's like, say you think you're doing one thing, you're doing it really well. You're like, yo, like this job is good, but you have so much other potential, right? But you can't see the other potential yet because you still got this, one thing that you're doing that, you know, is keeping you complacent.
Okay.
Now, the only thing that will stop you from being complacent is if this is taken away from you and you had to sit here and think to yourself, how else can I make it?
Okay. So
what other skills do I have?
Eat or sink or swim, right?
Yeah, it's a bad way for me to live life, and sometimes like I regret it a lot sometimes, but it's like a lot of great things come from like sitting here and realizing like, yo, what I thought was making me happy wasn't making me happy. It was just making me complacent. Okay. But you know, if I stop doing this right here, can I survive? Like when the pandemic hit and I was sitting here, I'm like, shit, how the fuck am I paying my bills? Unemployment ain't hit for a minute. And then I had to teach myself different ways to make money. You know what I mean? I had to take certifications in digital marketing. I had to learn how to trade. And I was sitting here, I'm like, wow, I have other options now. Before, when it was just like, hey, like, I had to do these events to make money, I'm freaking running on a fucking hamster wheel. Like, yo, if I don't do this, I don't make money. If I don't do this, I don't make money. If I don't do this, I don't make money. But when that hamster wheel stops and I realize there's other ways to make money, it's fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, it expands your mind. It's like, yo, like, I don't just need to do this. I don't just need to kind of be in this trap. Like, I don't need to do this.
So it comes from a place of abundance instead of scarcity, where you feel like, damn, this is my only way to do anything. Now it's just like, it could be one of the handful of things I do, so I don't have to like stress myself over like, all right.
Yeah, because like the thing is, I have an abundance of opportunities, right? But for me to focus on certain things, I need to stop doing certain things. You get what I'm saying? Like for me to focus on a bigger project, I might need to say, yo, I can't do small projects for a bit. Now, the small projects might be feeding me right now. You know what I mean? Like if I'm doing if I'm doing multiple parties a week and that's feeding me, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, I can stop and do a big project that's going to pay me for months, then I got to stop. But the thing is, I can't sit here and get scared like, yo, bro, like if I stop, like, how am I going to survive? Like, nah, bro, you're going to survive. You just got to take the risk and say, yo, bro, the bigger picture's right here. But like I say, like, you know, when you're sitting there and you're like, this is the only way you can make it, and that's the only way you think you can make it, you know, you always have options in this life. There's always another way for you to make what you got to make or do what you need to do. Okay, that makes sense. So after your first partnership kind of flunks, do you take some time before getting into the deal with Szymanski? It took a lot of time. It took Treese a long time to convince me to do it. Like I literally had to like get out my own way. I remember the day I got fired from my job, and I was like, because he was trying to convince me for like 3 months, and the day I got fired from my job, right, I sat there and I said, thank you. You know, I sat there, I said, thank you. I took the train to one of my financial advisor's house. I started another business. Then the next day I went to that club and then I started a partnership, and then I do a party 3 days later.
And that was
the first Select Fridays, yeah.
Select Fridays. So how long were you doing Select Fridays? For like a year and a half, 2 years? Yeah,
like a year and a half or so. Yeah, okay. I think so. Yeah, and then the pandemic, and then now I kind of stopped doing like the Friday parties.
I know. We all know, but let's not fast forward. Like,
yeah, because do you gotta do? My bad. I'm no, I'm fucking up the.
Nah. We having fun right now. We're doing good on time right now.
Nice.
Because I met you through Don and LaShawn.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to what's a good guy? Shout out to Don the cameraman. Shout out to LaShawn the video. Is it a video guy? Is he a video?
Nah, it's Stay Focused Productions.
Stay Focused Productions. So I wasn't like trying to name a production. I know it's Stay Focused Production. Before you watch and be like, I'm not paying attention. I do pay attention. I know you're gonna be really petty about it. I pay attention. I was like trying to do like, though, if Don is the camera guy, you're the video guy. That was what I was trying to do. Didn't work out.
That nigga be bodying them videos, bro.
I'd
be sitting there like, Jesus Christ, bro. Nigga be coming to my crib with all these goddamn camera. I'm like, God damn.
3-4 angles, close up angle, side angle, mics galore. But shout out to those guys. But
yeah,
that's when I started to meet you, and I was like, yo, this guy's man cool. He's like, yo, you should meet Scrillz. And I was like, who's Scrillz? And it's like, and this is what happens when people give me that face of like, you know Scrillz? You're supposed to know everybody. It's like, I don't know Scrillz. I'll go to Select Friday and I'll meet Scrillz. And I was like, oh. The point of Scrillz like, okay, this guy's larger than life, man. Like he goes around, he always has some type of alcohol in his hand, bro. Always. And then before he like perfected the whole balancing like a bottle in your head.
Yeah, oh shit.
That's been crazy. But like you would always have like, yo, you guys want some alcohol? You guys want to drink? Stop being pussy.
This shit was free, nigga. I'm like, yo, bro, I can't drink all this shit.
Yeah, I need you guys to drink this. Stop being punks. Like, do this. So like, how did you even know to call it Select Fridays?
My boy DJ Monitor.
Okay, shout out.
Help me out with that.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is DJ Scarface. I call him DJ Monitor because the first time he DJ for me, he came up with like a computer monitor. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga?
Wow.
And I was like, yo, bro, like, the fuck kind of dumb shit. I kicked him off set. And I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck? What are you doing? He's my best friend now, bro. I love that nigga, but I tell you, I'm like, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like a lot of my friends, I had to be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, stop doing this shit. And now we're friends. Like even like my boy Chief, like he used to promote for me, right?
Yeah.
You ever heard Chief 10K?
Yeah, I do. I know.
Yeah. So he takes like mad good pictures now, right? So like he used to promote for me, right? This nigga fucking sucked at promoting, bro. This nigga was the worst. Like he would sell like 2-3 tickets. I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? So he was down the block actually, at BBQs, right? Like I'm chilling, we're having lunch, whatever. And I'm like, yo, bro, what do you like to do, bro? He's like, yo, like I take pictures. I'm like, bro, bring the fucking camera to the party. I'll pay you, bro. Like, I don't need you promoting. Just take pictures. And I just gave him a book. And I was like, yo, bro. The next thing you know, this nigga shooting some good-ass shit.
But that's well, one, that's kind of like dope that you didn't just chew his head off like, yo, bro, you really suck at this. But instead you were like, yo, bro, what drives you? Because, you know, that's how you know when someone's not put in the right role on your team. When you look and it's like, you're probably trying your hardest and you this is not working for you. Like, what can we shift you to like set you up for success? Because sometimes people are in jobs that they're not supposed to be in, right? Yeah. And you happen to give like a lot of people cosigns and like support. Like, how did you figure out with your team building like to learn to even say that? Like, you could just been like, I'm gonna fire this dude, but it's like, nah, the dude's a good person. He just probably is not good at this. Like, how did you figure out to like get him in that direction?
I mean, that's just me being me, bro. Like, I'm a very blunt talker, so I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and say, hey, you're doing an amazing job. And I was like, yo, bro, like, what are you good for? Like, what can I do with you? Because I'm like, I fuck with you as a person. You're a nice person. But I'm like, I want to help support you. So, like, even when I talk to anybody, you know, my whole thing is like, what can I do to help you out? You know what I mean? Because if me helping you helps me. Because the way I see it, right? The more people you help, the more crutches you have. So, like, say, like, when you fall, right? Like, I fell at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, I had to phone out my business partner. A lot of shit wasn't going right. And, you know, when I wanted to do a party again, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I haven't done it in a minute. But the people I uplifted became my crutches. So I was able to say, yeah, I was able to lean on them because I brought them up. So I'm like, I like to help people. And I'm like, you know, I know I kind of went away from trusting, but I'm like, it's just second nature that just asks, like, yo, what are you good at? What can I help you with? Because I'm like, I don't want to waste my fucking time.
No, it's valid. And also, like, was it from the beginning you were doing, like, the flyers to Kojo, or did you have, like, someone else who was doing the flyers?
Oh, I had mad other people. Like, I had John Boy. John Boy was heat, bro. Nigga, John Boy just got busy as shit.
Shout out to him.
John Boy cool as hell, yeah.
So you just get the flyer, make sure it was done, do, like, some type of interesting technique to kind of get it out there.
Yeah.
But did you always know that formula, or like did it take you some time to like craft and master like the whole Scrillz formula for like the events?
Bro, everything you saw me do, I was winging it.
So everything was just like
I was winging it.
You were just throwing things on the wall and like if it worked, it worked. If it did, I'm just gonna try something new.
Always got to be ready to try again, man. Always got to be ready. You know. Try as many times as you can, man. I think that's what One For All said to Shikaraku.
Are you
He said that shit, bro.
Wait, One For All? So you talking about All Might? Because All For One is the
All
evil
For One,
dude.
my bad, yeah.
All For One is the evil one.
I never can get it right.
So here's how I do it. We're so all over the place, but I love it. Since All For One is a villain, it's like Alpha, and One For All is Omega. So like All For One is like, I always think Alpha, evil, Omega is the good guy. So that's how I think of it to help me.
Yeah, he told him to, you know, try as many times as he can. You know what I mean? He was always there. So I'm like, I just kept trying, bro. I fail. You know, I don't mind failing.
But okay, because to me, like to us,
Yeah.
even though you behind the scenes, you'd be like, damn, I didn't sell these amount of tickets, stuff like that. But to us, like your rollouts have always been very impeccable, right? I think like from like a branding and like public relations type of freaking tactic, I think it was always kind of an experience. Like, of course, I couldn't go to every Select Friday because I had to do comedy and other shit. But I think that's what made people like buy into you so much. Like, you were just a fun experience, no matter what it was. Every experience was different, even though, you know, we're still going to the same place, but each theme was different. Each like flyer just gave you like, it's going to be a different party. Same place, different party.
That was like my favorite thing to do. I like to put my creativity in the forefront of like an event. Like, I think that's like that's my creative output, where I'm able to kind of name something, some ridiculous shit, and I'm able to kind of like make something a really crazy theme. But I was winging every single bit of it, bro. Like, I did not know what the hell I was gonna do. Like, sometimes I would see like a tweet, and I'm like, yo, that's good art direction. And I'll send it to like Kojo, I'll send it to John Boy. I had like one other dude that would do my flyers, and I was just sending it to him. I'm like, yo, can you make this into a flyer? And they'll do it. Like, the Infinity Stone one was fire. Like, I sent like some other concepts to Kojo, that was heat. And like, I would wing it. And like, you know, the thing is like, when you're consistent and like, when you really like, and you put your best foot forward, like a lot of shit just works out, bro. Like, what is it? Like, luck is like preparation and what else? It's a saying. It's like, luck is when preparation meets timing or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, because obviously I would know those quotes because I used to post quotes all the time. But it's like luck is when you meet preparation plus opportunity and like, timing. So what they were saying is, you know, for those people at home, or if you're just watching, listening to this, a lot of times the opportunity that you're training for, you don't know the day that it's going to open for you, right? That's why it's like the whole Kobe and MJ and like all those great people, like you train every day. Like if you're trying to be in shape, if you're trying to be a fitness person, you should be working out as much as possible, learning how to balance your diet. So when it came to you, like you're getting ready to a point of like when you get the opportunity, you don't fuck it up because you can't get the opportunity and then start practice. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
So like I felt like I was really getting kind of like lucky with a certain lot of shit. Like I got lucky with a lot of shit, bro. Like doing these damn parties, bro. I must say, like a lot of my good nights were just luck.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that I was able to send that fast food email, luck. Like that shit. Like my boy was like, yeah, bro, I have an email blast you can use. I was like, yo, bro, I appreciate you, bro. And I was like, you know, let's make this the subject line. Let's make this, and let's really just see what we can do with this.
Okay.
And that shit hit. You know what I mean? I started doing the airdrop shit, which was cool. Like that shit started hitting. But, you know, it was all luck. Like, and I was just willing to try everything to make it work. Like, I was like, I can't fail in this shit. And if I did fail, it's like, you know, what did I do wrong? Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's do it again.
So when it came to like hosting the parties, and obviously it wasn't just you, it was like other people, like who are you like your favorite like other hosts that you got to kind of like host aside? Because I know there was probably one party that I think Young Prince was on stage with you. And,
oh yeah, YP, yeah, that's my dog, son. He does my Afrobeat events with me. That's my dog, man. I really fuck with YP, man. He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy, bro. That's so funny. He's so funny, man. That guy's hilarious.
Shout out to YB.
I feel like he's
YP, not YB. YP.
He's like a light skinned me.
Yo, okay. For people that actually know YP, he's not light skinned. He is the opposite of light skinned.
Wow, what does that make me then?
You're caramel, bro.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, I had to
fix it. I was working on my tan.
Had to save that real quick. I didn't want to get
YP is my guy, man. I fuck with YP.
So YP's good. Like, who else did you get to like hit the stage with that you just like, yo, these are some cool cats?
I mean, other people like I promote, like my boy Sai, Izzy, Prop. It's my dogs. Treese, Len. Who else? My son Seven, Shot Boogie. Of course, Nigerian them. Damn, son. I've been like, you know, I had so many people like help me out with certain things. It's just like these guys are all on the stage, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of people. But
it's like, you know, a lot of people. Those are all like my favorites. Everybody else, I'm like, shit. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Your brother, of course, man.
I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't gonna try to name drop it. I was gonna say, like, because like you're not a person that's like a mic person. You're like in the crowd. So like, how does it work when you have all these different type of hosts? Someone wants to get on the mic. Someone wants to like. How does it work to have an event that you have like Scrillz and like a couple of other hosts? Like, how does that dynamic work with this team? It's like a team for the night. It's like
usually like my main thing is just bring people there and just make sure they have fun. As long as people are having fun, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the money's made at the door, the money's made at the bar, but you gotta have fun. So the mic presence, I don't really talk on a mic as much. Like, I tried recently to kind of talk on a mic, but I don't be having shit to say, bro. Like, sometimes I just want to just sit there and just give people drinks and relax. Like, I don't be wanting to do shit. If somebody wants to get on a mic, that's cool. As long as, like, you know, they're engaging with the crowd and they're not just shy in a DJ booth. Like, yo, bro, go out there, shit wireless, go have fun with somebody, man. But, yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, bro. Every party calls for different things. So, like, sometimes we need some crowd control. Like, sometimes if a DJ isn't as strong and, like, they're, like, you know, just, they just want to play the music, they don't want to talk, a host is fine, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, you know, trying to get into the mindset. Because before we, you know, get into, like, your own newest creation, like, kind of like the culmination of so many things you learned.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to understand, like, the mindset of, like, building these relationships, going through all of these crazy situations, promoting these parties, getting to travel other parts of the world. So expand your mind, expand your concept of what the world is, even if it's for a day or 2 or 3 days, even though sometimes you got food poisoning, another time you were just way too high, right?
Yeah, I had to go home, bro.
But those are still like memories that when you look at it, it's kind of like, because I know you're not the biggest J. Cole fan, but like one of my favorite music videos from J. Cole is Sideline Story. Like that's in his first album. It's not as good as his more recent albums, but that's when he's showing like a video of him traveling the world in his first album with his friends, like people that came up with, and just like all these girls. He's traveling literally all over the world, and it's like, yo, it's cool. Basically, imagine like if you had a camera and you're like, we're going to Australia, we're going to Tokyo, we're going to Brazil, and it's like, yo, we just with me and my homie, and we're just like figuring out life through living life.
I have some pictures. I got to unarchive them, actually. Like Sydney Opera House, like that big ass Jesus statue, the Christ de Rivera or something like that. Yeah. Some shit in Japan. Like, it was funny. We went to every single Bape store in Japan, and they took a picture of us on the Bape store.
That's crazy.
On the page. Yeah, we spent so much fucking money in each one.
I mean, they better fucking put you
on
the
fucking page. So I mean, like, I just got it archived. Like, all like the fun shit I've ever did, like that I did like before like 2019. I just have it archived because I'm like, I just didn't ever want people just going on my page and just defining me by like celebrity pictures or like travel pictures, like dumb shit. I'm like, yo, like, you know, let's see if you fuck with what I do now.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe I just be overthinking it. I'm like, archive a bunch of shit.
I think it's time. Because you know what? I think you care a lot about, not what people think, but you care about perception. I think that's why the way you move is like, you know, you obviously care about giving the best product that you can, whether it's a party, whether it's in your new venture of JSM, is it Hospitality Group?
Yeah, JSM Hospitality Group, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I knew the initials. And it was just like, yo, you really go like 110% for like, not only just yourself, but your friends too and how you support them. But it's like understanding like this whole journey of like, you know, Scrillz being a quote unquote black sheep weird kid and just, you know, not the most religious person, having this moment that he wanted to make storylines for manga/animes, you know, wanting for like a second to be a chef on some Sanji. Like,
I went to culinary school, yeah, but you have like a really good memory, bro.
Huh?
You have a really good memory. I mean, I did go to culinary school for a bit, so.
You didn't even talk about that. Like, what happened with that?
I forgot to talk about it.
There is nothing on his LinkedIn about like learning culinary school. Like, there's nothing about this guy.
I mean, it was a hospitality management program at Tech, but
okay.
I had to leave. I had family issues, so I had to just make more money for my family.
I mean, that's more that's more important. But
yeah.
But how long were you there for? At least like maybe a year, like some months.
2 years. Yeah, like I got through all my culinary and baking classes. There's like just a few more classes out there.
So you can do. Because you said baking, so obviously like. Because baking is really, from what I heard, is like one of the harder things. Because you have
to science.
It's like you have to be really more precise with
very precise. Yeah.
With it.
Timing and everything, bro. It's super precise. It's chemicals, bro.
Okay.
So yeah. It's chemical reactions if you really think about baking, bro.
I mean, well, all food cooking is chemical reactions, right?
Yeah, but it's like, it's really more intricate. Like, you can kind of, like, like, say you making chicken, right?
Yeah.
And, like, say you kind of fucking up. Like, say, like, you know, it's a little too, you added too much honey or something like that. You can always, like, you know.
Finesse it to come back.
Yeah. But when it comes to, like, baking a cake, like, once that shit come out and you're like, oh, shit, there's a shell in here? Fuck. You got to make a new one.
Yeah, because it's basically, yeah.
You're fucked. One mistake, you're fucked. One mistake in cooking, you can fix that shit, and then you have a whole new recipe.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can think about it. Like, everything you might be eating right now might have been an accident. Like niggas like, yo, bro, let me put some. Oh shit, let's make. I want to make a s'mores. Oh man, I got a graham cracker and I got chocolate. And I have a marshmallow now. Look, it might have been a fucking mistake.
It was a lovely mistake, but no, okay.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration, so you had a culinary school. So you actually you always like to take steps in that direction, at least, right? Within reason, because, kind
of, yeah. I did a lot of weird shit, bro. I worked on a few movie sets as well, movie and TV sets as well.
Like just casually. All right. All right. So were you like a assistant, a production assistant, like behind the scenes?
Yeah, as a PA.
Okay.
Like I ran into this dude at a party of mine. So first off, my sister, she's in a couple shows. She used to act. And then like I did a party for one of my homies, right? And I was watching a story. I'm like, yo, bro, that's a good crafty tape. He's like, what you know about crafty? And I was like, yeah, what's my sister said? He's like, yo, you want a PA? And I was like, all right, cool. And that's how I started working on the breaks. Worked on the breaks for a while.
Wow, the breaks. That's I think Mac was on that show.
Yeah, that's how I met Mac. And then like that's how I met Method Man. The funny thing is Method Man is a family friend. So it was funny because this one time I was talking to Method Man. And I was like, hey, you know my dad? He was like, what's your dad's name? And I told him my dad's name. He stopped the whole fucking production to tell a story about my father. And the whole director's just sitting there. And I'm like, bro, don't tell the story about this gangster shit what my dad made you do because you used to work under my dad. I'm like, yo, bro, you fucking dickhead. But yeah, that's how I met Method. I think I don't know if his number's still good on my phone. I don't know if he changed it, but whatever. I worked on not Black Ink. It was some tattoo show.
So Black Ink Chicago, Black Ink New York?
Nah, some tattoo show, bro. Some shit. I didn't really pay it any mind, bro. It was like really easy work. Godfather of Harlem, too. That was pretty cool.
Dude, that's what... Yo, there's a lot of things that you probably are like mad low-key about, but it's like, yo, bro, you will be in a lot of rooms, man. Like, in a lot of freaking rooms. And you're just mad casual about it, which I get it. I think that humility keeps you, sharp instead of like feeling entitled, which helps you still getting in these rooms. But,
yeah, nah, it's like everything is just like, yo, it's just another day. Like that shit was paying bills, bro. That shit was cool. But it was paying bills. I didn't really
But you
care.
you didn't ever see yourself like sticking to like the movies and TV shows as a PA, right?
Oh, not as a PA. Like it would have to be at a higher level, like maybe like producer or something like that.
Okay.
Where I can kind of contribute like some like, some storyline or like help tell a story. But yeah, either that or I was gonna act in something. Like I wanted to act. Like I have my backstage account. I'm gonna apply for some roles.
I mean, you should like. This is so many things that I can see you just doing. It's like, but I think it's different when it comes to you. I don't even know what to like suggest to you, right?
I just like trying everything.
Yeah, and I think like even with being a producer or like a director or someone that wants to be, in front of the camera as an actor, like yo, bro, you can do it all. But before we get, oh,
like, we got sidetracked again. Fuck,
it happens. But it was a good sidetrack. It was a good sidetrack.
Cool.
Also,
yeah,
a heads up.
Uh-huh.
The fact that you said that Method Man was like a family friend, there are going to be so many women that are going to want to be pseudo best friends with you. I'm going to give you the heads up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You can take his number on my phone. Good luck. Good luck.
He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that. Please don't ask him for his phone because you have to understand. I've realized that there's like a holy like list of like men that women will just do absolutely anything for.
Oh, shit, the camera. Oh, no, the camera's on.
The camera can't see it. I saw it. So glad. I am glad you put it this way and not that way. Because if you put it that way, I've been like, bro, I'm going to have to like, hey, Joma Katiana from Slept On Creatives, like, you're going to have to.
Yeah, nah.
Y'all going to have to edit the shit out of that.
Yeah, I got like mad, like fucking like random numbers and emails and shit like that from people like me. Because I'm like, you never know. Like, you never, I met like this dude, Mozzie recently, right?
Is he?
Mozzy.
Is he the UK rapper?
Nah, he's a Cali rapper.
Cali rapper. Okay, I'm thinking about that.
I met him recently, man. He's mad cool.
Nah, he's mad cool.
And like, I'm at his team, Blast's team. I'm sitting there. I'm like, only thing that sucks is like when you meet so many people and you're like, shit, like, what can I do with you? Like, how can I get you paid? So I'm like, that's one thing that sucks sometimes. Like, because I want to just like bring opportunity, but sometimes I don't got shit for niggas. And you got to have something before that number changes. Because niggas' numbers always change.
Damn.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
So wait, how does that work for you? Because I feel like right now I've been freestyling for at least 75% of this interview. Because like again, Scrillz is one of the most hardest to find. Like even finding his real name, only reason why I knew that is because he came to my office to like eat with us, right? Yeah. But like when you get to the point of like you have all these contacts, do you feel pressured that it's like, man, I really want to have an opportunity? Because sometimes for me, I just want the connection, and what I mean by that is, even like knowing you, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people probably be like, oh, I know Scrillz, I want to come to parties or get in for free. I don't care about that. I want to know the person. Because like when someone big follows me and I follow them back, I don't even want you to like get me on site. I just want to have a conversation with you because you can learn so much through game by talking to. And then when eventually an opportunity comes to be like, yo, we already at a point of like, you know me, I know you, and you know I'm not gonna fuck you over. That is like, all right, cool. But for you, you're meeting so many people that are super fast paced. There's music and these people, as you say, they change the number probably like 4 or 5 times a year. Do you feel like, damn, I really got to maximize this short window I have to like make something pop with them? Or
I mean, so usually when I have a conversation with people, you know, I always have conversations with people and I try to figure out what can I do for them off rip. So like that conversation, like I was talking to like Mozzie's manager and everything. They were looking for something to do that night. And I was like, shit, like it's a fucking Wednesday night. I'm like the DJ here, DJ at a strip club. So I got a section for them. And I was like, call it a day. He's like, you coming? I'm like, bro, I don't want to go to no goddamn strip club tonight. I'm going to go home. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm like, if I have other opportunities, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going to hit you. But my whole thing is like, yo, what can I do for you? So when I have a conversation with people, like that's my first thing. Like when it comes to networking, it shouldn't be me. It should be like, yo, what can I do for you? And then you get way more out of it.
I mean, that's usually what they say. Like 9 times out of 10 in all the self-help books, if you want someone to help you, you have to help them first. And what I mean by that, you create a deeper bond with those people. Because I think even for some of the mixy people, like blue checks that I've met, 9 times out of 10, I've probably done something for them first. And not because it was, but just because it's like, yo, why don't you do this? Or like, I see something that's like, hey, just do this. Or I give them like something for free. Mm-hmm. And you're like, damn, like you made this connection. And then sometimes it comes back around. Or maybe not for you directly. Someone else needs a plug. And because of that connection, it's like, well, damn, I didn't even think like that.
Nah, you're right.
No, you literally just said that though. Because like when you move from that place of attention, like how can I help you? You're going to be put into that category of, oh, this person's not trying to ask me for money. They're not trying to fuck me over. Because once you help them and it's like, yo, he put money in my pocket, I want to put money in his pocket. That's how you build those relationships where it's like, yo, Scrillz, instead of like, nah, I ain't gonna
yo, where's my hoodie, bro?
Oh, shit. Yo, he's right. I'm supposed to make him a custom hoodie. I was like, why is he thinking so hard, bro?
Because I'm like, yo, bro. I was like, it was something you said. And I was like, hold up, nigga. This nigga's making hoodies.
Actually, I don't make hoodies no more, but he is the last request. I do not.
Nah, I don't want it no more. It's cool, bro. You don't gotta stress yourself out. I was like, hold up, bro. I remember that shit. My bad. I kind of went on topic again.
Hey, man, I love, because he did talk about this. He's like, he asked for the colors and the size, and it's just life stuff. Like, my partner, the one that's an artist.
Nah, I just forgot all about it. I'm sitting here. And
he didn't want to do it no more.
I respect it.
Nah, he's basically going to be a really talented like film director, writer, and stuff like that. He's going to school for it right now. Shout out to him. He's amazing out in the West Coast. And it's like, I'm the pusher, man. Like, if I don't have product to push, I can't draw. So I know my limits.
Just do drop shipping.
No, but I still need new designs. And also the quality from sometimes for those are not to the quality. Like
mad designers out there, bro.
Listen.
Just get yourself a nice little tech pack and you valid, gang.
I'm wearing Imaginary Players. I'm one of the brand ambassadors for Imaginary Players.
Right.
You're wearing Visionary Society. That's a brand that my brother Michael wears a lot. You wear a lot. I'm going to start buying their stuff.
Yeah, that's absolutely
I'm kind of transitioning back into the brand ambassador thing. If someone wants me to be part of their operations team.
They have a sale right now, bro.
What?
Visionary.
Did you just pick that up and realize that?
Nah, like I was like, because I was thinking about it, because they had a sale. I think it was goes to December 6th. She's like 40% off, bro. Or like 20-something. I was like, yo, bro.
You said December 6th?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm about to go order some more shit, nigga. But I'm like, that's why I was like, hold up, bro.
All right, we're segueing so hard, but we're getting to it. So you did all these things, you made all these connections, all that stuff. Crushing with Select Fridays, COVID kind of kills it. And after that, doing it for like 2 years, you kind of were like, It's not like you didn't like it no more, but it was like having to always top. Like, how do you beat yourself? It's kind of like on like that Kanye West commercial. Like, yo, I'm the best. Like, who's doing what I'm doing?
More.
Like Kobe's like more, but like now, when we're talking about your baby right now with the JSM hospitality group, like, how did you even like think of that? How did you make that real?
Shit. So what happened was the pandemic was kind of like slowing down. I was working with this restaurant before, just like bringing people in there, and we were supposed to do something there. So what happened was my boy was doing an event there called Leap Brunch, when I went there, I was like, yo, let me just help out. Because I'm like, I go to parties, I get bored. Like, you don't really see me at a lot of parties, I get bored. Like, I'm like, all right, if I'm not helping out or working, I don't have nothing to do. I'm like, bro, this is work for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm, like, helping out. I'm, like, noticing certain issues. So, I'm like, then they have me sitting in a meeting with the owner. So, I'm like, I'm talking to them. I'm like, hey, you can set up other programming. And they're like, hey, why don't you do that? And I was like, no, why don't you guys sign something else for my marketing company? They was like, hey, we'd rather do this. And I was like, cool, whatever. So, I was like, I don't want to throw another party. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I already went to the club and I said, hey, I'm not doing a weekly. I'm not really doing any parties right now. I'm not doing shit. So, I was going to move. And like my roommate was like I asked my roommate, I was like, yo, bro, should I do this? He's like, bro, why are you turning out money? Like, you know you like to do that shit. So when I did I did the partnership with Northside, we did late night tide, and I was like, wow, it's so cool. Like, it's like throwing a party, but it's better. Like, everybody's having more fun. You're eating, you're drinking, you're vibing. Like, it was so much more fun. And I was like, shit, like, this is dope. And I was like, I needed to make money. So I was like, shit. So it was like, that was like the main thing. And I was like, all right, like, let me partner with more restaurants. Now I think we have like about 4 or 5 restaurants we're partnered with right now for dinners. We just signed 2 more recently. Just got a new venue yesterday as well. If I want to do like a small intimate party, like I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I never would have thought. Like, it was crazy because like all the perseverance has been like 5 months of doing the dinners, and I guess has up and downs. But I'm building a team. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, now more restaurants are seeing what we can do, and like more of them are kind of more grateful because now the summer months are over, and now it's like winter. It's hard to survive in the winter. So it's like, it's really dope for me. That's why I like doing it. And like, it just feels cooler. Like, I can do the club shit like every day. Like, the club shit is cool. Like, it's in my blood at this point. But I'm like, when you do the restaurant shit and you just like have people like eating the food and you're like, yo, like, I'll put this menu together. I'll put the drinks together. I'll put this person next to this person so they can vibe and they can network. And then it's kind of like a safe place where it's like, yo, like, people getting too old to go to the club all the time. You want to make a more intimate vibe. So that's how I like it. That's why I like it, bro. It's cool. It's like, I don't feel any stress doing a dinner ever.
So it's kind of like less people, but more like cool vibes. Like, not to say like the other clubs and stuff like that weren't cool, but it was just a lot of people. And sometimes, you know, shout out to LaShawn. LaShawn be one person be like, yo, I'm just here to watch y'all. Like, y'all, there's a lot going on. Like, and I feel like he probably would like the JSM style more if he actually.
Shit,
you about to knock the
foot. Yeah, I'm trying to move my foot,
I'm just giving you guys a heads up right now. This is the last season with these mics. These mics are getting retired.
Nah, that's just me, bro.
No, not the mic, but like the mic stand. Because I just realized I peeped from another.
Check. It's on.
Yeah, I peeped from another thing. Like, this is not working, especially when people keep hitting the mic stand.
Nah,
so season 3, this is the last time you're gonna see these mic stands. We're gonna have different mic stands. It's gonna be much on the table. It's gonna be more intimate that way.
Nah, it's cool. You invest in your business, bro. It takes time, bro. Like, every little step you take, bro.
Nah, no choice. But no, but with that, because it's almost a year old, right?
What? JSM?
Yeah, it feels like a year.
Nah, JSM is 2 years old, bro.
It is?
That's the business I started as soon as I quit my job. JSM is not a hospitality group. It's a marketing company. It's Just Solutions Marketing Incorporated.
It's still...
Yeah, and then I pivoted and made it a hospitality group.
All right, because well, not the rebrand, but like you kind of like shifted the name then, right? Because it wasn't always JSM Hospitality Group.
Yeah,
it was on a different name before.
It was just Solutions Marketing.
Yeah, okay.
Which is what the business is registered as, but
okay.
Yeah, I just pivoted when it comes to.
See, I pay attention to my friends. I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?" Yeah. Like I remember that, but okay, cool. Because I remember this coming up like
because when you email me, it says Just Solutions Marketing.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's how you go. But I could change it, or I could just make a subsidiary, which is cool.
Big boss man thing, but. When it comes to like your expectations, you having more restaurants, where do you see yourself going? Because right now you're still like just trying stuff. Like you did talk about acting, you talked about producing, which if you want to produce some shows, I know some people. Get Scrillz some more credits.
That would be cool.
And stuff like that, sure. And acting too. But yeah, what besides those type of things, what do you want to do, bro? Like the sky's the limit.
Shit. That's the hard part. Sometimes asking myself that question, bro. It's just like, sometimes I don't know what the fuck I want to do until I see something new. And I'm like, I want to try that shit. my main thing is just having fun with my friends. I just want to have fun with my friends. But if I can act a little bit and be involved in something, do another podcast. Like I got to do season 2 soon. I keep forgetting about it.
You just ended season 1.
Yeah, but I got to do that shit soon, right? Don't I got to do like? You only got like a month, right, to take a break?
Why you do you realize the breaks between my seasons?
How long are they?
So technically, the break's supposed to be mad short because season 1 I filmed it last year this time. So I filmed it in like the fall winter of 2020, and then that dropped. I think. No. Last year season 1 dropped June of last year, June to like August, because I recorded it kind of like before the pandemic, right? And then season 2 came out this year because because of the pandemic, I wasn't trying to force people because I need to have in person. I'm never doing Zoom because Zoom is trash. I tried one interview on Zoom and that quality was bad. I got to get that woman back on because she's super talented.
Nice.
But I normally would like to have a break of at least 2 months between 2 months between seasons because it gives you time to like think, refocus. It depends on the thing. Because then it's like, if you keep trying to push out content, then you're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
And it's like, for you're doing this by yourself. Like for me, I have to schedule. So everything to me is based on the schedule. And then I have to make sure I get the clips. I make sure I make it look all pretty. I got to make sure we have the different angles. And again, and like, how do we make it look cool? Like, oh, Scrillz said it's mad funny. How do we get this clip to look this way with back and forth with it on the social media stuff?
Oh, wow.
So I just feel like when you plan it that way, it's less stressful. For like people like, what's a good guy? Stay busy. Imaginary players, like all the weekly people, that's way more stressful because they don't get a day off. They have to always produce. For us, that's seasonal. Literally, whenever you feel like it, you can be like, I want to take 3 months because I need to do life stuff. But when you come back, just come back.
That's another thing, life stuff. Shit. Because like even like I had a really good breakthrough like in therapy recently, and I was like, shit, like. I'm like, damn, I wish this shit happened 2 weeks earlier. Could have spoke about this on my finale.
But then you could just take notes for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I suck at taking notes. Because like the thing is...
How you suck at taking notes? You have to run mad stuff.
Like I write things down, I just don't read it.
So what was the point of writing it down for who? Your assistant?
Just write it down.
That's crazy, Scrillz.
Like, yeah, like, nah, like that's just how I operate. Like I got to get shit done that second, that minute. That like, that's why like I got to call somebody, I got to send a text, I send an email that second. And if I don't, like I forget. Like I was supposed to send an invoice or something like 2 weeks ago, and I just keep forgetting. And I'm like, it's not that much money, bro. I could take that money. I kind of need that money sometimes.
Bro, get the money, bro. What are you doing? Get the money, bro. What are you doing? But no. Okay, so acting, producing, you're already doing with the restaurants. You working on a podcast with LaShawn, him being behind the lens and stuff like that. You already talked about acting. Is there anything else? Is there any people that you would love to work with that you haven't worked with already? Do you want to like manifest some things?
Shit. Who do I want to work with?
And if you don't, you probably need to think about that.
Yeah, I'm sitting. I'm like, in what facet?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Damn. Oh, let's see. I'm going to get some liquor sponsors soon for the dinners. So I'm like, I'm not going to say I have to manifest. I'm just going to make it happen.
Right. Say that.
Shit, who can I work with? That'd be cool. Know what? I want to meet. Damn, I want to meet Gordon Ramsay.
Oh shit!
I want to meet Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
And the thing is, I think, what is it? What's that dish? What is that fucking dish, man? It's always at the tip of my tongue. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just fuck. My bad.
I mean that's the charger for.
Oh no, no. So I think it's either when I go back to London. I think I'm gonna go have a beef Wellington.
A beef Wellington.
Wait,
because you brought up Gordon Ramsay, then you said, does he have like an amazing beef Wellington, or you just started
if
it?
you ever watch Hell's Kitchen, right?
Okay.
They always have to make a beef Wellington.
Okay.
That's like the simple one thing. You gotta make a beef Wellington.
Okay.
So it's a very precise process.
Okay. So
I want to try beef Wellington. Never had it before. I've been to London before, but I just never had beef Wellington. Like his restaurant, you gotta reserve it for a while. Oh shit! I want to travel more. I want to do a lot more domestic travel
to other cities because I feel like you've done so much international, and I feel like which is good. Everyone should like check out islands, check out different cultures. But there's so many cities in this country that I want to see. Some that I never want to see. Shout out to racism. I don't want to see you. Nah. But other cities, like what are you thinking about?
Shit, I want to go back to California. I went to California this time last year for business, but I went to Joshua Tree because I was with white people, which is really cool. Joshua Tree is dope as hell. I almost died, but
You
cool.
in this almost dying, and you say this mad casually, bro.
I was with a bunch of white people. We was hiking a mountain drunk in the middle of the night in Joshua Tree.
Why the fuck are you doing this?
It was team building for this business I was with.
At that time?
Could have fell. Could have died. And they probably would have hit my body, but it is what it is.
That's crazy. You're so casual about this shit.
I want to go to like Seattle. I definitely want to go to Miami. I've never been to Miami before. I
don't want to say you're missing anything, but Miami is like, you know, it's like an East Coast Las Vegas. What I mean by that is like,
I want to go to Las Vegas. I mean, the thing is, in nightlife, it's like I feel like these places are all kind of work places.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll go there, and I'm like, I'll just call somebody. I'm like, I want to go back to London. I love Brixton. I love it because that's like the hood. I'm like, I like it.
The hood. Yeah. We in the hood now, baby.
Yo, bro, it's funny.
Or the ends. We in the ends.
Yeah, bro, I love it. I love it. I want to go to Vermont.
That's random.
Yeah, I want to go to Vermont.
Why? You want to hike or something?
I do want to hike.
Okay.
But I do want some maple syrup.
Oh, okay. Vermont. Okay, that makes sense.
I've been to Rhode Island once, so I want to go back to Rhode Island.
Okay. You got to get the miles up. You just got to just travel more. Get on the planes, get on the Amtraks, and just do it.
I want to do an Amtrak, yeah, for sure. And I want to go to Texas. I want to go mad places. I think I'm going to just start going to them, man. Like I'm going to take like my date budget and just turn it into travel budget.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have like a date budget.
I mean, I didn't say anything wrong with that, but are you not gonna feed Johns anymore? Are you not gonna?
No. I've been trying this new thing where I'm like, hey, just come to my house. We can go bowling.
Okay.
That's my
no, because I had to pause because you got to understand where Scrillz lives. It's luxury in Brooklyn, bro. Like, I've never been to his house, but I've had other friends that's been to his house and they showed videos. He really doesn't have to leave his house. Like, there's so many things you can do. And when I mean not his house, not some Netflix and chill. It's apartment and chill. Like, the entire apartment building is a wild ride of, like, there's mad stuff to do there. Yeah. Don't they have, like, a movie theater and other stuff in there?
Yeah, movie theater, arcade, pool, boxing gym, regular gym, rock climbing wall, yoga studio, 3 rooftops, penthouse, golf simulator, card room, cycling room, bunch of other shit.
He literally has at least like 7 to 12 date ideas, and you're not even outside. Like, you literally, there's 3 different rooftops. So you can do a picnic, you can do that mad cheap. You can do, if it's cold as hell right now, but if it was warmer, you could do that. Yeah. Rock climbing wall, because women love, like, you know, trying to climb up some stuff.
Yo, I gotta try the rock climbing wall. And then, like, I've been doing a boxing gym recently. Yo, bro, so before I came here, bro, I was fighting, right? Bro, I was fighting for my life, bro. It'd be so... Yo, bro, like we was fighting this one nigga yesterday, right? So, like, me and my friends go, right? So it's like 4 of us, right? So 4 of us, we go to the boxing gym, we're just gonna work out, right? There's one dude there, shirtless. I'm like, all right, this motherfucker's trouble. This nigga just there, just hitting the back. One of my mans is like, he's like, yeah, like, I want to spar with you, whatever. So I'm taking a call. I'm like, I'm handling some business. And I come back and the nigga's in the ring with him. So I'm cool, whatever. So he does a round. The round's 3 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool, nigga, good. My other man's going. Then it's my turn. I'm like, shit. So we fight the nigga beat my ass. I'm like, cool. Then we're like, all right, yo, let's run it back. So all 4 of us fight the nigga again, one by one. Beats ass again. One more time. Beats ass again. This nigga was fighting us for 32 minutes straight, bro. No break. Beating all of our asses, bro. To the point, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I woke up the next day, I was like, yo, bro, my arms, my back. I'm like, nigga hit my face. I'm like, God damn. And then I went back for more tonight. So before I came here.
So that's your sensei. That's your sensei.
You know what's funny? He trained at the same gym that I had my trainer at. So I'm like, that nigga cool. I gotta figure out his name, but I'm like, he cool.
That's just the dude that be beating your asses.
Yeah, he's gonna be there tomorrow, so I'm gonna fight the nigga again tomorrow.
Nah, okay. Well,
yeah.
Honestly, Scrillz, we could probably talk. Could we hit like an hour and 20?
Like, we hit an hour, so I thought it was way more than that.
Nah, we hit an hour and 20 because I mean we didn't. Every time we segued, I was like,
"Oh shit!" Yeah, I feel like it's like that Drink Champs episode for Kanye. Like, this is mad shit.
Nah, that was an interesting episode. But look, walk through from like Youtham, St. Albans, Corona, to Belrose, Been through all the schools. He went to the swim meets, you know. He went to the swim meets. Anka, he was an Anka, you know. Meeting all these amazing people, you know. backyard party that turned it up for him, you know, running away.
Yeah, almost
and
got
for his life,
shizzied.
almost died, but started to become the mixy and lovable Scrillz we have now, hosting parties. Eventually, fast forward into the Select Fridays, eventually to the JSM Hospitality Group. Wow. It has been a pleasure for this amazing journey that's still going, of you meeting celebrities and you just knowing amazing people. Shout out to all those experiences with Culture One and everything else that you said. It's just, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. When you put it like that, like, it's like, wow, I think I might,
You gotta pat yourself on the back.
Yo, bro, I wish I could.
But
my fucking arms hurt. I gotta write a memoir or something, bro.
I mean, you have time.
I gotta get like a little more. Like, knows like really big inspiration to me now. You ever heard of Clarence Avon?
No.
He has a documentary on Netflix. My friend put me onto him. That guy plugged everybody in, bro. Somebody just shot his wife recently, which sucks. Bro.
Oh, the older. Yo,
dude. Watch his documentary on Netflix, bro. It's like you're gonna sit there like, bro, him? He's the reason this happened?
Oh shit.
Like, that's what I aspire to be. Like, when it's just like you look back and it's just like, yo, bro, that was because of Scrillz. Well, that was because of Scrillz. That, like, yo, what the fuck? Like that? And it was like, yeah, that. So I'm like, I want to pass that down to like my children, and then generational wealth. I don't want them just having stories about their fucking father. Like, family's gonna be good, bro.
I like the energy. Yo,
Scrillz,
tell them where they can find you, where they can find the JSM, like hospitality group.
Shit at me.
Shit at me.
Shit at me.
Shit at me.
Shout out to Fergie Baby, because that nigga's the only one that says like that. Catch me on Instagram at Scrillz __. JSM Hospitality Group is the page for the events. We have a bunch of dinners coming up. I don't know when the hell this shit gonna air, but by the time this shit airs, we're gonna have way more dinners.
Yeah, so just
hate to see it.
Be tapped in.
Actually, you would love to see it. You can probably find me on YouTube, but at Scrillz, but on YouTube.
Yeah, just to catch up with the hashtag We Working podcast.
Oh yeah, that pod. And hopefully by this time, season 2 might be like out. I don't know.
Probably should be.
When are you gonna drop this?
It's first quarter, because we have to edit it to make y'all look good.
First quarter, nice.
First quarter of next year.
Nice. Cool. So new year, new me. I'm gonna have a different hair. I'm gonna have a haircut next time. No shave November just ended. That's my excuse for not going to Queens and getting a haircut.
Hey man, I mean, look fine to me, bro. Look, guys, this is your host Skip from BK of Dreams Money Can Buy, powered by Cove Alpha. Shout out to Jomo and Katiana. They are the members of Slept On Creators, and we signing out, baby. Until we meet again, guys. Be safe where you are. Wear your fucking mask, and please take your vitamins and drink your ginger shots.
Boom, 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 boom.
Later. Yeah, what's good, everybody? This is the usual post credit cutscene. If you didn't know, you had the amazing, the truly multifaceted Scrillz in the building. Shout out to him and his very unconventional story into being one of the best kind of like event curators that we have in the city. If you want to, keep up with him on Twitter, it's Scrillz. That's SCRILLZ _. And on Instagram, it's SCRILLZ 2 underscores. So Scrillz. Also, if you want to keep up with his hospitality group for the restaurants and the parties at the restaurants, is JSM Hospitality Group. You can follow them on, I think, Instagram. I don't know if they have a Twitter. If you want to, stay in touch with your host, your boy, the kid, you can follow me at Skip from BK on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. Tumblr's still there if you care, and some other places. Also, you can follow me. Well, not follow me. You can follow the brand, Cove Alpha, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's COVEALPA. That's Cove Alpha. And last but not least, shout out to the people that Slept On Creatives, helping with the video and the audio, all the behind the scene edits to make sure it looks good, because I just be getting raw video and audio and they make it make sense. So shout out to Jomo and Katiana. So make sure you stay tuned and check them out, their services, if you need some help to make your dreams come true when it comes to an audio or visual project. So until we meet again, guys, stay tuned for the rest of Dreams Money Can Buy. Peace.